Today, we present more random lies from
Trisha Paytas.
Yes.
Yay!
Is it? Let's talk about something though.
I feel so far away. I feel like I'm literally like the Hunger Games right now, presenting myself to be in the thing. I've never seen it. I just know that's kind of how it works. But
You haven't seen the new one?
I haven't seen any of them. No.
Excuse me, ma'am. Then what is this?
Hey everyone, so I just came back from the movie The Hunger Games and I wanted to do a movie review on it. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on this movie. So, The Hunger Games. So, I didn't even know what it was about really. I was just thinking, okay, this must be like a Twilight or a Harry Potter thing.
By the way, speaking of Twilight, Trisha claimed to have seen it for the first time in 2021.
So, in honor of my first time watching Twilight, we were at Starbucks to see if they have this vampire frappuccino. I saw it for the first time this weekend. We binge watched all of them. Twilight was like a few years after my high school life. But like I was saying, is like I feel like Twilight was meant for like Harry Potter was I feel like meant for like middle schoolers. I feel like Twilight was made for middle schoolers. And I was like well out of high school when Twilight came out. And I was like literally up. Like snorting, like just doing the most at that age, just trying to, you know, survive.
Flashback.
I never did before, and I was like,
wow.
this is, yeah, it was really weird.
Did you fuck with heroin?
No, not heroin, no.
So you didn't go that far?
No.
That's good.
I'm not an injector.
Yeah.
End of flashback.
And I was like literally up. I'm not an injector.
She claimed to have not seen Twilight and portrayed herself as a tragic victim of the Hollywood scene, when in fact she admittedly had help from her mom and her mom's friend, her mother's credit cards, and boyfriends up until about age 24. In the next clip, Trisha acts as if she was on the verge of homelessness, when in reality she had her wealthy father and others who she could rely upon if needed.
When this was all going on in like 2008, I couldn't care less because like literally was just, you know, just getting every day, like wondering if I was gonna like have a bed to sleep in.
Trisha portraying herself as some sort of femme fatale, rather than own up to her own bad choices, shows her victim mentality in my opinion. Trisha not only saw the movie Twilight, but she also read the books and even made a video about it back in 2011 when the movie Breaking Dawn was due to come out.
Okay, so I used to love vampires. But what is with all these vampires like lately? Okay, basically what I'm referring to is this new Twilight Breaking Dawn is coming out like pretty soon, you know, a few weeks away, and everyone is like freaking out like crazy. Okay, and I'm like, I don't get it. Like I've seen the first one, awful. Second one, not so bad. This third one just looks terrible, and I've read the books, so before y'all get on me that I didn't read books or whatever, I read the books. I don't get it, okay? The books are better than the movies, I'll give you that. All you Twihards, I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
Trisha tweeted about the movie back in 2009, and she even had a Twilight-inspired photo shoot with her ex Jason Nash in 2018. Twilight was trending on TikTok in the fall of 2021, and of course, Trisha wanted to cash in on that trend, claiming she'd never seen the movies.
Yeah, so this was my first time watching Twilight. Like I liked Quentin Tarantino movies, which is like mainstream, but like I still thought like I like Quentin Tarantino movies. Like I'm so not a girl, you know what I mean? Like I'm so into, like what else was I into that was like weird? Quentin Tarantino, and I like Donny Osmond, and like I would go on dates and be like, I don't even know any new music, which is true. I've never listened to the radio. Like I don't listen to the radio. Like the only reason I know songs now is because of TikTok. But yeah, I kind of just never liked anything that was like mainstream. And like I guess I did sometimes, like Britney Spears and like Harry Potter. Okay, I don't know. Twilight was something like, it's like Hunger Games. I feel like it was just maybe a little too old for me. Maybe I like was a little bit, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of, and I guess it never appealed. Like vampires like never appealed to me. Like I don't, like, again, I'm sure somebody will, Trisha Paytas being a hypocrite for 8 minutes straight, and they'll be like, I love vampires. But I never watched vampire things.
In fact, I used to really love vampires. Like, I used to be obsessed with vampires as a kid. Okay, so I used to love vampires.
Like I said, too, like, there are mainstream like, things like Star Wars that I don't like, Hunger Games. Okay, those are things I don't like. Like, I saw them and I don't like them. So, I don't know.
So Trisha admits here that she saw the Hunger Games, but she didn't like it. This was just 2 years ago. Let's circle back now to where we started and look at her review for this movie from 2012 that she's now claiming to have never seen.
Can I just say, this movie is so disturbing on so many levels. I like, it physically made me sick. Okay, so basically it's about like, I guess it's in the future, there's these districts, and it's like the future of reality shows where people have to, these kids like 12 to 18 are put in like a lottery and they are picked to fight to the death on a reality show for people's entertainment. I guess the point of it was to be like, who survives, who's like the survivor. Okay, so right away it opens, but it seems like it's old times. They're like hunting and selling things like rabbits for food, and like they don't have food. It's weird. But then like, and anyways, so then they go to this lottery. And they look like they're literally in like what is this called? Like a prison for Jewish people. What is that? Ugh. Like in World War. Anyways, it reminded me of World War II, like where the Jewish people go to prison and then they, you know, get those gas things. Oh god, it was like terrible.
You just found out about the Holocaust?
I had no idea that they like tricked them into going into showers and like killed millions of them that way.
Have you seen Schindler's List?
No.
You should watch that.
I feel like I got really sad when he said that because we were watching The Producers and they had like Springtime for Hitler and I was like, oh, that's cute. And then he was like telling me, I'm like, well, what did Hitler do? That was so bad.
Oh my god.
And then
So Hitler killed a bunch of Jews. That's a fact.
You just literally asked me, what did Hitler do that was so bad?
I didn't know really, but it's good to know and be educated. So
I really love movies and books about the Holocaust. I love like Holocaust fiction. I love, you know, real life accounts of the Holocaust. I just think, to me, the Holocaust is not that I love it because it was obviously terrible. It's just so bizarre to me that happened. It's so interesting. Like, it's so evil. It's so, like, I couldn't imagine that happening, like, living through it now. Like, even here in America, I couldn't imagine living through something going on like that in other countries. It's crazy. It's bizarre. I find all those movies, you know, whether it's, like I said, based on fact or fiction, you know, most of it all has truth to it, whether it's made up or not. It's all truth, and it's crazy, and it's bizarre, and it's intense, and it's disturbing, but, you know, it's one of the most interesting things for me to read, and the latest is this Adam Resurrected that I read, and it's a really good book, and I heard they did a movie on it. It's intense. It's brilliant, basically.
All right, well, on the topic of World War II, Trisha...
no.
I've been fascinated with German culture, and more specifically, the World War II era.
I had no idea that they like tricked them into going into showers and like killed millions of them that way.
It reminded me of World War II, like where the Jewish people go to prison and then they, you know, get those gas things. Oh god, it was like terrible. Anyway, with the reaping, the one where they take the lottery, does that make sense? Like, I was already like, oh my gosh, this is making me like physically sick, like all these little kids. And the girl, okay, so here comes the spoiler alerts, right? And so the girl's like little sister gets picked to fight to the death, and she's just little, it's her first time. And so the girl, who's like awesome with the bow and arrow, she gets picked, and then this other kid gets picked. His name's Peter, who I didn't think he was gonna be the main character. I thought the one that dated Miley Cyrus was gonna be the main character, but he wasn't. Okay, so the blonde kid is, he's super hot, by the way. Oh, Stanley Tucci's in it. Stanley Tucci plays like the host of the show, and so hot. Oh my god, this blue hair, he's so hot. Like, that's the only thing that like really made me stay, because I really wanted to see him again at the end. So, okay, so anyways, they get picked, right? And so they're like, then they go like on this like train to like the Capitol, but it's like futuristic and it's like all luxury, and like the guy from Natural Born Killers and Cheers is like an ex-winner, but he's like a drunk, and I'm not really sure where he fitted, but yeah, I don't understand the point of this. It ended really weird. Like, she ended up with the guy, the spoiler alert, two of them survive. So the Hunger Games is whack. I don't know why everyone is loving it. Oh my god, like seriously, I had to see it just so I know what the big deal was.
I haven't seen any of them, no. I've never seen it.
I don't know why Trisha is acting like she's never seen this movie before when clearly she has, since she has made an entire review video on it, which is still currently on her YouTube channel.
We started watching Hunger Games first.
I saw that on your story. I was very excited.
Yeah.
But I was concerned because you started with the first one. I was like, they're not going to like the first one. I already knew it.
How would we start with the second? Because you said you liked the second. And Moses was like, oh, he said the second. But how in world would I know what's going on in the second?
You know.
Just right off, I've only seen, again, like the first 10 minutes. No, we watched about 30 minutes of the first one. Now that I watched 20 minutes of the Hunger Games, you have to watch 20 minutes of Idol. Well, we're watching Hunger Games this weekend, so you need to watch at least an episode. It's an hour long.
I will watch 2 episodes.
2 episodes.
My part of the bargain will be fulfilled.
Okay. I actually probably could have continued watching it, but I was like, oh, well, you know, we should watch Five Nights at Freddy instead. But now we watched that. We got that all out of the way, so.
We tried to watch the first, and I didn't even make it into the game, like into the Hunger Games part. I just saw them being hungry. That's all I saw. And then once they were going to play the game, I'm like, I'm out. There was no more Lenny Kravitz, no more Miss Thing here, no more Woody Harrelson. That was surprising to see him in this movie.
Anyways, they get picked, right? And so they're like, then they go like on this like train to like the Capitol, but it's like futuristic and it's like all luxury, and like the guy from Natural Born Killers and Cheers is like an ex-winner, but he's like a drunk, and I'm not really sure where he fit in, but yeah.
Trisha remembered watching The Hunger Games just 2 years ago, as she stated in her Starbucks video. So how is it that she doesn't remember it now? Is it because it's trending and she wants to cash in on the trend like she did with Twilight? How can someone supposedly forget or misremember so much? At some point, you have to wonder if there's a cognitive deficit or a cognitive decline happening due to the frequency. What are your thoughts? What do you make of this phenomenon? Let me know in the comments.